Tequila God is an upcoming indie game with all the potential to be the next indie darling. With that prediction aside, it's nonetheless a game that's shaping up to be well and truly deserving of your attention. Its small but captivating demo has left me eager to play more. I'm going to be honest, so sit down and prepare yourself, because roguelike and roguelites aren't my cup of tea. Outside of Hades, the genre has never managed to find a way to sink its teeth into me, mostly because of its inherent design principles, particularly the risk of losing all your progress. That has always been the biggest deterrent for me. Progression is simply a big reason why I enjoy playing games. I'm not saying I need gacha levels of drip-fed dopamine spikes, but knowing I'm slowly getting stronger and unlocking new skills is part of the fun for me. Now, Tequila God certainly isn't treading any new waters, and yet I'm fucking loving it. There's a sense of confidence that oozes its way through each frame, and with a development team that has nailed the absolute fundamentals of challenging combat, this is a game I can't wait to experience in full. Based on this demo, Tequila God is shaping up to deliver an experience that feels wholly familiar, yet fresh, fun, and with an immense amount of replayability. As per usual with all demo-based videos, I'd like to take a moment to shine a spotlight on the devs. Tequila God is the brainchild of Glitch Factory, a small Brazilian team with one other title listed on Steam. That game, No Place for Bravery, is a pixel art 2D action RPG currently sitting at a mixed status with 69% positive out of 108 reviews. Tequila God is Glitch Factory's first self-published title, with No Place for Bravery published by Yibsyard. The demo locks you into the Archer class, which actually took me out of my comfort zone. Normally I like to play as a mage or a spell sword for action RPGs, but Tequila God has me changing my mind on the entire class, owed in no small part to its fluid combat mechanics, surprisingly deep buildcraft, and downright fun moment-to-moment gameplay. From the outset, players are presented with one of 4 initial abilities to choose from, each serving as a gateway to an expansive skill tree. While it may not rival the complexities of, say, Path of Exile, the sheer number of choices available is simply impressive. But size isn't everything, am I right, boys? So when you're staring down the barrel of something this expansive, it's important to make sure every choice feels impactful, and I'm happy to say, at least in the demo, everything felt like I was making a difference in the way my character was built and played. Glitch Factory have clearly put in the hard yards to make sure each subsequent skill or ability improvement feels meaningful, that your decisions always matter, and you're not simply increasing your damage by 0.25%. You'll also gain experience as you level up to increase your character's stats, and you're given the option of resting after each successful encounter or choosing from one of 3 pieces of gear. As you progress through the game, a boss aggro meter will slowly fill up. This added a palpable layer of tension throughout each run. I knew precisely when I'd be facing a tougher enemy, so the pressure to build a character to match that adversity had me really thinking about how I was building my character. It's a simple but brilliant design choice that kept me engaged, pushing me to balance preparation versus risk versus reward. Should I choose an encounter node for a new piece of gear, or a passive node for a skill or skill enhancement? But even beyond those mechanics, Glitch Factory have nailed the difficulty curve. As you progress through every encounter, the enemy variety and challenge ramp up smoothly. It kept me on my toes, but never made me feel like I was being overwhelmed. And this brings me to the main highlight of the demo, and that's the balance. Far too often in roguelikes, the difficulty can feel unfair, less of a curve and more of a fucking sheer rock face. Far too often, true balance is substituted with encounters that simply flood you with enemies, leaving you constantly feeling underprepared or, at worst, cheated. But Tequila God handles balance perfectly. Each new battle will of course add enemies or enemy movesets, but never enough that made me feel like I was fighting against the tide. Glitch Factory have clearly put in the work to make sure every battle feels winnable, but never a cakewalk. If Glitch Factory, you happen to watch this video, please don't change a thing, because you've absolutely nailed it. Visually, Tequila God offers a vibrant color palette, which actually surprised me. Given the premise, killing a god, I expected a far more muted color range, perhaps something akin to Blasphemy, but the choice of light blues and vermilion greens is the right one. It told me the world isn't beyond repair or redemption, adding a subtle layer to the overall experience. It gave me a reason to kill a god. The minimalist graphics and art direction not only delivers a strong visual punch, but continues to prove that graphic fidelity will always place second to art direction. The character models and environmental assets are sharp and clean, and the demo ran flawlessly, no stutters or drops in performance, as it should. This isn't exactly a system breaker by any means. The narrative thus far seems simple, but that doesn't hinder the experience. I knew the overall objective, easy, let's get on with the fighting. Hopefully, Tequila God doesn't get bogged down with unnecessary exposition or a convoluted backstory. Overreaching can be the death of any studio, AAA or indie. Instead, I hope Glitch Factory continues to focus on what matters most, and that's the gameplay. The only real criticism I can offer up revolves around the Archer class's movement. It honestly felt sluggish. And I know it's not a true rogue, but Archers normally feel nimble or light-footed, so it'll be interesting to see how movement feels with a tanky character upon full release. I have to stress though, in no way, shape or form did this slight criticism take away from the overall enjoyment I had with the demo. The combat is still incredibly satisfying. Tequila God has all the makings of a standout indie title. Its roguelike mechanics coupled with action RPG elements, all wrapped up with a well-balanced difficulty curve, engaging skill tree and satisfying combat, left me itching to play just one more round, which is the highest praise any game can receive really. The demo already shows so much promise, and it's clear this will be a game to watch. If you're a fan of action RPGs or roguelikes, this is a must play and I strongly recommend everyone check it out. But that's it for this demo space video. Hopefully, I've given you a little bit of insight into a new game you didn't know about or might be interested in checking out. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and have a bloody beautiful day.